Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Now, these Orange County girls was hot and on fire this season. It was good. Bringing Alexis back was a pretty clever idea. Pushing this Johnny J thing was cool, but it just went overboard. It was every episode. Like, will he show up to the reunion? Can he? Can we just do like, can he just call in? Can he text something? Goodness gracious. But yeah, this trip to London was an absolute flop. All they did was went to eat. They got on the boat once, the double decker, and went did a little shopping, took some pictures, and then they had an etiquette class. But so far, the ones who never been to London, they need a do-over. They need to go back. Terrible. Well, next week is the season finale. I thought tonight was going to be the season finale, but we have one more episode and then probably a two-part reunion. Goodness. Great season, but it was long. Hey, besties. Welcome to Behind the Shade and welcome back to Behind the Shade. Let's throw some shade, honey, and get into another episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. It's season 18, episode 16, Sunday Roast. Uh, do we like the title of this episode? No. I would like to rename it. And I liked when Heather said etiquette class failed. Ain't that what she said? Let me make sure. I like that title. 3 words. Etiquette class failed is what we're changing the title to. And how would you rate this week's episode on a scale of 1 to 10? I will give it a very good. Oh, it was so good. Um, Um, let's say a 9.5, almost a 10, but not quite. Let's get into it. Oh, I also wanted to discuss why I did not do a review this week for the Real Housewives of New York. They are just not bringing it. I thought they would. They haven't. It was boring, and I'm busy, and I didn't have time to even get that in. I went out of town last week, so I'm kind of like coming back, trying to do my thing. I watched it. It was just so not good. It wasn't even worth the review. It wasn't worth the time that would be spent on writing up a review and doing it and editing it. It just wasn't even worth it. I will try this Tuesday, and maybe I'll bring both episodes into the review. But if it's very lackluster, like this week's episode and last week's episode, I probably will let it go. And I'm probably going to have to let it go because when on God's green earth has Bravo, Andy, whatever, when have they ever had 4 housewives shows on at one time? I mean, goodness, 4, 4. Right now we have New York, Salt Lake City, Orange County, and Potomac. It's too much, girl. It's too much. And so I have to be careful because I only can do 4 to 5 shows. And, you know, I rather Potomac. I love Salt Lake, love OC. So that's 3. You know, I do love and life during and after lockup. So that's 1. It's always on. um, and you know, Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back soon. And I believe Bell Collective. So you know I gotta review Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yeah, I gotta just really make sure I don't overdo it. So let's get into Orange County. So I hope you don't mind, but New York is not giving. It's boring. I mean, I could just tell you in 3 sentences what happened. Okay, I can do it. Let's do it. And I'll add it to this one. But that's not fair. That's not fair to Orange County. They need their own video. But yeah, I'll just try to do it next week if they're giving. So anyway, let's get into it. So Jen is still hot as a firecracker. She is hollering, checking the mess out of Tamara. Tamara is sitting there just folding, but she's trying to be mature with the I'm not going to talk to you while you're yelling. I'm not gonna. She must get that from when her and Eddie be arguing. I'm not gonna talk to you while you're yelling. So Heather is trying to calm the situation down. She's trying to defend Tamara, but she's holding Tamara up like you need to, woo woo woo. And then she's like, okay, okay, Jen, calm down. She got her hand out. Calm down. Because Jen has turned around. She keep leaving and coming back. She said what she got to say, and then she thinks she leaving, and she turn around, come back. So she coming back again. So Heather, poor thing, is like she's trying to mediate both of them. And so Tamara is like, all this is so 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago. And so, in Tamara's mind, she said, I didn't do the background check. And so she really thinks that they have gotten back cool since then. But there's things that Jen didn't know. Jen didn't know about a background check, right? So she brings up Shannon. Tamara brings Shannon up into the story, talking about a guy uh, who used to be Ryan's friend came up to her at the gym and told Tamara Ryan was in a lawsuit. And what was happening in the lawsuit was he was collecting HOA monies on timeshares in some other country, and they weren't even building timeshares. So he was just scamming people out of HOA fees and not building the timeshares. And some people went to jail behind that. Okay, so she told Shannon because she knew someone else that was named in the same lawsuit. I don't know who this Leslie Bador is. I don't know. Was it maybe an ex sister in law? Not, yeah, maybe, but they didn't tell us. So anyway, so Shannon wanted more information on it, and so Tamara knew an attorney who could look into it, and I'm gonna believe that the attorney was, in fact, Taylor, who used to be a cast member. Remember Taylor from Beverly Hills? They reached out to her. No, yeah, because it wasn't Taylor on OC like a season or two ago. She was a friend of or something like that. So her husband is an attorney. So that's who they tried to reach. But what's his name? I think his name is John or David. Let me go with let me keep going because I think I wrote it down. I try not to bring in others' names because dealing with 6 and 7 women cast members, that's enough names. I ain't got time to be writing down kids' names and nannies' names and their mama's names. Dealing with them is enough. So, okay, so Shannon wanted more information. So Tamara knew an attorney to look into it. So, pretty much Ryan is just shady business. He's into everything but working. He is just into stuff. And he getting busted. Like his game is weak too. But honey, that Jen gonna stick beside him, honey. She don't have a choice. So Heather has stomach envy over Jen's body. She's like, "Oh, her stomach looks good. I have stomach envy." And Tamara's all, "Oh, her tummy tuck." She said she had a tummy tuck. And Heather's like, "Don't talk about people's surgery." And so she said, "Oh, she talks about it. She doesn't have a belly button." And it's like just right there. Tamara just don't have no chill. Like when she don't like you, it's just when Heather said don't talk about nobody's surgery. Why did Tamara even have to say something? Or she could have just said, "Oh, she talks about it," and that could have been it. Why do you have to bring in? And she don't have a belly button. Tamara, Tamara, you just have no chill. So Shannon meets up with her daughters. Remember, they're coming into town because they go to school in Paris. Well, I think one of them does, and one was there. Blah blah blah. So they took the train from Paris and drove to, and rode to London to meet their mom for her birthday. They go to eat, and they're sitting outside just having good girl talk, and one of the girls is kind of hoarse. And I think, was that Emily or Gina said, I think it was Gina said she has the college party voice. You're hoarse the next day because you've been partying it up and all that. So she has that voice, kind of hoarse. So they talk about dating. They're asking the mom, "Are you going to meet a British man out here?" And she's like, "No." And so none of the girls are dating. So they're like, "Oh, we're all single." So Gina meets up with Heather and Tamara. And I thought that was an odd matchup, but maybe production told them to do that. So they meet up at a restaurant. They're going to go have caviar. And then Emily, Jen, and Katie, they go for fish and chips. So Jen tells the girls that Shannon showed Jen the text thread of Tamara telling her that she's having her friend run a background check on Ryan. And baby, she lost her mind. Lost it. Emily says Tamara knows no boundaries. You got that right. When she doesn't respect you, it's all bad. And we see that. So Gina tells Tamara that she saw the text messages and it's really bad. So Emily tells Jen, if Ryan is stepping up and if he being the man and he's taking you in and your kids and he's stepping to the plate and he's good to you, she respects that. Yeah, but it's Ryan. Child, you ain't gonna mess around and end up in jail with him. It's gonna be a Chris and Julie, not Chris. It's gonna be a Todd and Julie Chrisley situation if Jen ain't careful. Shoot, go find yourself in jail. So Tamara tells Heather when her and Katie went candle making, it was Tamara went candle making with Katie and her daughter. I think and remember Tamara's daughter came too. And so Katie's daughter was telling them that she watched Emily's kids and they told her that they don't like Heather because she's mean to their mother. And Emily said that Heather is bossy. Then they flash back to Tamara having breakfast with Emily and Gina, and Emily says her boys told her that Katie's daughter told them that she does not like Heather and that Heather is mean. So now the kids getting involved and now they mixing up the story. Really? This is what we doing? So Heather is piecing this story together and she finds it very odd that Katie talks about her to her daughter and told this to Emily's kids. Katie has a hard on for Heather, clearly. Wow. What is that about, Katie? And I like Katie. So Tamara calls her a see you next Tuesday. Oh, they're going to address that because, honey, the white folks go wild when you call people to see you next Tuesday. Oh, goodness. So Jen talks to Ryan on FaceTime in her room. She talks about Tamara and they are no longer friends. And, she's like, she has a heart on for you, Ryan. And so he says, she has no soul. And so, Jen is like, I said the same thing. She did. And I'm surprised production didn't flash back to where she just told Tamara she has no soul. Okay, so Shannon's daughters, they head back to Paris. It's evening, and the ladies are headed to have an etiquette class. Sidebar, Shannon has not pooped in days. Like, she hasn't gone to the bathroom since she's been in London. And this can definitely happen when you travel. Doesn't happen to me, but it can. Okay, and sometimes it could be the opposite. You can have a bad case of the D and can't get off the toilet and to go nowhere. So Katie we found out that Katie had gave Emily a poop pill, and now she can't stop. So it's like, okay, well, Emily, you need a Z pack, or you need some Imodium. Like, oh my goodness, what is going on with the girls? All they've done since they've been in London was eat. That's all they're doing is eating, really. Besides the boat ride, the double decker ride, the little shopping that they've done. I mean, they really haven't really seen London. I really just really like don't they didn't even they are not doing this trip to London right. For with the mess that they're doing, they could have stayed in California and went somewhere else. So Emily, she needs to get a Z pack or some Imodium, okay? And Shannon needs an enema, okay? So as the etiquette teacher introduces herself, the ladies are throwing shade at each other they're all in their confessionals talking about who really needs this etiquette class. So Heather says Katie needs to not spread lies. And so Heather is and then she asks, like, should you be pointing at people at the dinner table? And the lady's like, no. So then Shannon is like, yeah, don't attack people at a dinner table. She's talking about Tamara. Jen says, she says she's never thrown a napkin at a dinner table. So then she's talking about when Tamara threw a napkin at her face. And she said, Jen said, and I've never seen anyone, spit a loogie back into their drink, talking about Emily. When they went, I remember I think that was that first night the first time they went out back early in the season when they went for a girls' night out and they were all having those espresso martinis. Oh, update. So I was in Vegas over the weekend. My friend got married and it was nice. We had a very good time. So I went ahead and I tried an espresso martini. They are gross. It's way too many tastes. It's like 3 different things going on in my mouth. And then the last taste was beer. So it's like you taste the espresso, then it's like just a strong alcoholic presence, and then it goes down into the beer. And I think you could get it without the beer, but just the espresso part of it was just very hard, like dark chocolate. Just ugh. So I just exchanged it. I didn't like it, but I did try it. No, thank you. Okay. So yeah, Emily spitting back in her drink is bad etiquette. And then Gina says the group is just not demure. Tamara says she could care less about some etiquette. It's just too many rules. It's too many rules. It is. She's not lying. It's way too many rules. Like I heard the lady say, you take one knife to put the butter on your bread, but you don't cut the bread with that knife. You got to get another knife. And there's a way to put your napkin on your lap. And I'll tell you guys this, besties, I am not the greatest at eating with my hand down. Like, when you go out, you're supposed to eat with one hand and you put your other hand onto your lap. I am not good at that. I am not good at that. My mama missed that point in when she was raising me. My daddy, they did not teach me that. So I still to this day sometimes, it's not like I don't have my elbows on the table, but I'm most likely going to have 2 hands. You're going to see both of my hands at a table. And sometimes it just depends on what you're eating. Like if it's something where you don't need 2 hands, then I might put it down. But you're going to see both of my hands. But no elbows though. I did learn no elbows. Okay, hold on. Besties, are you drinking water? Let's get that water in. So they go around the table and say what they liked and didn't like about their day because they were, they did different stuff. Okay, so Tamara says she did not like when Jen came to her room, honey, yelling at her about something Shannon provoked. You like how Tamara's bringing Shannon into everything. Woo! Tamara has it in for Shannon. Golly. So Tamara was like, oh, so no. Here goes Shannon. Tamara, I'm done with your lies, and I'm not explaining anymore. I have the text messages. No, you called me and asked me, blank, you're lying. You're a liar, and you're a drunk. When Tamara said that, everybody's like, not that again. Not that again. Not that again. And so Shannon tells Tamara, you don't remember what you say. And so Jen is saying, oh, this is just tacky. So Shannon is like, you drink too, boo. And when you get to drink, you don't remember. No, maybe that's Tamara telling her, you don't remember what you say. So then Jen says, tacky. This is just tacky. So then Gina tells Tamara, I would like if you would stop with that alcohol thing. And so Tamara tells her, okay, okay. And I'm sitting here like, really, Tamara? Gina can put you in your place? Gina, okay. And Heather, because that's what you want right now. But I'm glad she did, because it's like, Tamara, too much. And you know what it is for me? I used to like Tamara. Yeah, she's this season, of course. I'm tired of she's just coming for Shannon so hard. She's very consistent in that department, but she's needed, right? She is needed. If it wasn't Tamara doing the mess, it would have to be somebody else. So we need her on the show. Thank you for coming back, heifer. So Tamara tells her, okay. And so Jen's like, yeah, you need to stop. And so Tamara's like, why are you believing her? Because she has shown me more of a friendship than you, Tamara. That's Jen. Leave me and Ryan alone. Have you talked about Ryan this year? She's saying that because Tamara said that was 2 years ago. So she's like, well, have you talked about him this year? And I think she's going back to like Katie's dinner party, maybe. So she was like, bookie, Ponzi scheme. And child, the restaurant staff is looking on like, didn't y'all just take an etiquette class? Why are y'all hollering at each other and fighting and screaming? Because Tamara can yell, Gina can yell, and now we got Jen yelling. Shut your mouth. Why is he gonna put a hit? Why is he gonna put a hit on me? Oh my goodness, Tamara. Oh my goodness. And everybody's like, that's it. Tamara, really? Is Ryan gonna put a hit on you? So that's what Heather says the title of the show. It should be Etiquette Class Failed. And I'm like, sure did, ma'am. Sure did. So everyone is reacting to Tamara like, oh no, like, oh my God. And it's like, oh, have everyone gang up on me. I get it. Here go Tamara. Everyone's ganging up on me. So Gina says, no, Tamara, we want you to take accountability for your part. That's something that you don't do. So Tamara asked Jen, what does she want her to take accountability for? And so, honey, Jen is like, oh no, we're good. And so Tamara took that as, okay, we're good. So Jen had to tell her, no, we're not good. We're good. We're not good, but we still good. Like, I'm good on you. And so Jen says, no, we're not good. I want you to shut your mouth. And so Tamara takes her hand, and you know how you zip your lips in the air? She zips her lips. The girls are proud of Jen for confronting Tamara. Me too. Very good, Jen. You did good, girl. The dinner is over. It's time for bed. They got to get up early the next day. They're headed to the countryside. So Jen and Katie talk. They're talking about how good of friends they are. And Katie was telling Jen how hot she looked while she was fronting and fussing at Tamara. And they're just like, who is Tamara loyal to? And they're like, Heather. So Shannon, Emily, and Gina are in their room, and they're talking about Travis's testicles and how big they are. And so, they just girl talk, just talking. You know how we'll get when we just kicking it. And so, if she's like, and Shannon says she's not walking on eggshells anymore. And you never should have been. And good for you, Shannon, because this is a mess. This man got you in a mess. And so Heather tells Tamara that she needs to talk to Jen. She said, never mind the Shannon thing, but you need to talk to Jen. Very good, Heather. I like that you are holding your friend accountable. And she said, you need to apologize. You need to take accountability, and you need to kind of pretty much change your behavior. So she is giving Tamara the business in a friendly way. I'm your friend, but I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. Very good, Heather. They both say that they didn't even interact with Katie at the dinner. It was like, me neither, because they not fooling with her. Oh boy. So then Tamara tells Heather that Shannon told Tamara they need to get Taylor's husband involved to find out if Gina pushed Travis down some stairs while they were having a fight, honey. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh no, OMG, like, oh my goodness. So there was an article out back in, I think it was June of 22. And John is the name, is Taylor's husband's name. There was some article about, Gina and Travis having a fight. And so John told Tamara he doesn't. No, I think Taylor told Tamara that he doesn't get involved in that kind of stuff. Like, miss him with that drama. So now Tamara is coming between Gina and Shannon. I'm like, no. Dang, Tamara, you're clocking in, honey. You're earning your spot. I know she gonna be sitting in the first chair. Who y'all think gonna be sitting in the first chair at the reunion? It's gonna be Tamara and Shannon. And then maybe Jen, but then it should be Tamara and Shannon. Then it should be Heather and Jen, I think. I think. No offense to the best friends, Emily and Gina. No offense, but that's how I think it should go. So the next morning, Heather, Tamara, and Emily, they get on their sprinter and they head to the countryside. They're walking. They're taking pictures. I think some picture they took somewhere. I think the Beatles did the same thing, and so they reenacted that picture. They saw the Windsor Castle, and so Shannon, Katie, Gina, and Jen, they get on their sprinter, honey, but they go nowhere because, honey, Shannon's stomach is acted up. She is in pain. She got cramps. She can't even sit up. So they're like, go get some air. Do you need something? They all turn into mommy mode. So, honey, she's like, I think I need to poopy doopy. So she's trying to poopy doop. So she gets out. They get out with her. Katie goes and gets her an enema. They go back to the room. Katie even offers to administer the enema. Shannon declines. She does it herself. So they're like, you got it? She's like, I've got it in there. They're like, okay. So meanwhile, Tamara, Heather, and Emily, they have a sit down. And so Emily goes right into it. She addresses the rumor about the boys and all that. And Katie's daughter and the whole Heather is mean and blah blah blah. So Emily tells Heather that she does not discuss adult material with her kids. She wouldn't talk negatively about her, and her kids did not say that. So Heather says in her confessional that it's pretty odd that Katie is involved, is in the middle of this. So she's going to put it on Katie again because Katie just has it in for Heather for some reason. Heather says it's planted bullcrap. This story is just fake. And she ain't buying it. And I like Heather because she can tell real from the fake. Okay. And so she says she's messing with the wrong Marine. And I'm done. What does that mean? The wrong Marine? Oh, I was supposed to Google it for you guys. Sorry, I didn't Google it because I didn't know. So we already know the wrong one. She's messing with the wrong one. So they start walking, and Emily gets a text from Gina, and Gina's telling Emily that Shannon, about Shannon's enema, and they didn't get to come and meet with them, and blah 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 blah. And basically, they didn't even miss them because nobody asked where the girls at. They did not ask. They were having fun, okay? And sometimes less is best, and you can just have fun with less, okay? And so Tamara tells Emily about Shannon digging up the old legal information on Travis, Travis's ex-wife, and Gina. So she said, yeah, this is going to be her smoking gun to bring on to the reunion. And Emily is like, oh boy. And it's like, yeah, you know what? You need to tell her as like ASAP. She needs to know that because she's going to explode. The other ladies meet the other women when they go to the Sunday English roast. So they're meeting up for dinner. And so Shannon is back. She's looking good. She's told them she's felt like she had twins or a baby or something. And they all were like, was it a girl or a boy? So the enema worked. She's no longer backed up. She is caught up. She looked like she lost 30 pounds. So when Shannon sits down, her back is to Heather. So Heather is kind of like asking, like, your back is to me. Is something wrong? Do we need to talk? So Shannon's like, yeah, let's go talk. I was like, oh boy. And I was thinking, what they gonna talk about? Told I'm a move forward type of person. So I just be like, oh my God, are we gonna talk about Sonoma again? We gotta talk about Sonoma and Johnny J. Don't bring his name up. I don't think his name came up in this episode, but it didn't have to. So, yep, they get up, they go talk. She says yes. They go outside in the wind to talk privately. Shannon brings up their private talk in Sonoma, the Johnny J, the bloody picture. Don't know if he knew she crashed outside saga. It's a saga now. So Emily and Gina are inside. They told Shannon that Heather told all of them about it. And so Shannon asked her, like, why? Why? Heather gonna say she didn't know it was a secret. So the flashback goes back to where Shannon told her, don't bring this. I want to just keep this. Don't no. Shannon told Heather, don't repeat this, and Heather said, I will not bring this to the group. But Heather's defense, she's trying to say that, well, Tamara already knew and she didn't know it was a secret. Shannon was like, nah, you wasn't compassionate about it either. You didn't check on me later on that night or the next day. You wasn't really, you wasn't being a friend. So Heather said, oh, wait a minute now. She was like, stop it, because I was worried about you. You control your narrative. You drip out information when you want to. And I said, drip out information. Okay, Heather, is that her slang? Drip out. Huh. So she was referring to when David was cheating on Shannon and all back when she was married. And so Shannon was like, I wanted to save my marriage and blah, blah, blah. We don't want to hear about David, okay? We don't want to hear about Johnny J. So I darn sure don't want to hear about no David. That's so old. But sometimes you got to go back to make your reference. So at the table, Tamara tells Gina about Shannon. Uh, Gina says all these rumors came from Travis's ex. Like she is just crazy. And now she feels like she has to defend this. So Tamara has gotten up. She's like standing over Gina. Like I'm telling, she's not hollering, not being hostile, but she's just like trying to control the narrative, if I may say that. But she's just standing up there talking, like just talking to her just to like get her to really, really, really get it and get mad. Like she's like cheerleading for her to react because I guess Gina didn't react the way Tamara wanted her to. She didn't blow off the handle. Gina really kept her composure. she was very demure in that situation. I don't think Tamara liked it. So Tamara had to go stand on top of her to try to get her to get rah-rah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tamara, sit down. And she did. Because Gina probably told her to. So, she's telling Gina, like, she's telling her Shannon has come in between me and Jen and Gina are like collateral damage now. She was like, yeah, like, I'm the collateral damage. And now she wants Gina to be the collateral damage. And I'm like, okay, Shannon, you are a little beastie, huh? So Heather apologizes to Shannon outside. They're freezing, so they walk back inside. So while they're walking back, Gina is now mad at Shannon. And then she told Tamara she's mad at her because she's just now telling her this information when Tamara's told us this was like so 6 months ago. Or was this what happened back in 2022? Whatever. And so I'm like, well, Gina, you know how this works. Y'all wasn't filming. It was 6 months ago. So I was like, well, Gina, y'all wasn't filming 6 months ago. So she wasn't going to say it. This is something you need to save for the show. And so, they wasn't filming, but it seems like this show has been running for 6 months. It's been on so long. We are on episode 16, you guys, and we have a 17th episode. When is the reunion again? 2 weeks. Okay. So Shannon sits down and is confronted immediately by Gina, and she's clueless to what Gina's talking about. So they tell her and tells Tamara that this was all on her. Here goes Shannon. Tamara, that was all on you. Don't do that. So Tamara told her the story. Tamara says they weren't even talking then, and she wasn't even on the show. So, that's why it's just now coming up. Her and Shannon were not friends. They were not even talking. So Gina is starting to holler because she's losing her crap now. She doesn't deserve this, and this has got to stop. Everybody's just coming for everybody. And so, just all this mess just got to stop. So, so back to Shannon and Tamara. So Tamara is all up in Shannon. Did she have her hand, or she just got up and she got her face all in Shannon's face? And so Shannon says, "Get your face out of mine." And so Tamara says, "What you gonna do? Slap me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she should have last week. Remember when I told Shannon it was okay to ball her fist up and get to throwing them bows? Yeah." Again, even Tamara knows she needs to get slapped. Shannon, I'm sorry, but you guys need to get it. I wouldn't mind, Shannon, if you just went off on Tamara. I would not be mad about it. I know you want to, and I get you're not a fighter. You're a walk awayer. I'm so sick of you walking away too. But you got to protect your peace. But you should just pop. If you pop Tamara one good time, you wouldn't have no more problems out of her. Besides another lawsuit. No, we can't do it. Never mind, Shannon. You're going through enough. Oh my gosh. So they having a little back and forth and back. Tamara, you get super drunk. You say stuff and then you say sorry. That's your deal. That's what you do. You hurt people. And so Tamara's like, well, he hurt me. Yeah, she talking about Ryan. So then Jen says, Tamara, you are a mean girl and you are a bully. Shannon gets up and leaves because she does not stay for no drama. When she has had enough with you, she gets up and leaves. She says she going home, like her house in Orange County, not the hotel. Because I think they're really leaving. I think that Sunday dinner was the finale. That was it for their trip. I think they were heading back the next day anyway. Maybe. So Shannon is leaving, and then the restaurant staff, they bring out her birthday cake, candles lit, happy birthday. I think it's a happy 60th, Shannon. Child, they singing happy birthday to you. Child, Shannon ain't even at the table. She ain't even in the restaurant, so she didn't even hear any of it. Emily's like, oh, well, she's outside on the porch. Go sing to her there. And they just singing, and I think Tamara accepted the cake, and that was the end of the episode, besties. It was really, really, really good. I liked I liked that people are holding Tamara accountable. Heather held Tamara accountable. Gina was holding Tamara accountable. Shannon gave her back her drunkenness too. Told her, you get drunk and say sorry. That's what you do. You say stuff, you hurt people. I like that they were coming for Tamara and holding her, but Tamara still got stories, still trying to throw Shannon under the bus. She just came in between her and Jen. Now she's coming in between her and Gina. Oh, God. I am exhausted. Good season, but it is exhausting. Now I know why Love and Marriage Huntsville gives us breaks. Because I couldn't. 16, 17 episodes in a row. Team too much. It's just too much. But besties, leave your comments down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this week's episode. What you think, honey. What do you think? We got to get ready for this reunion. It's going to go down. And I really wish Andy would give the reunion, give the hosting to someone else. Someone who could just ask, because Andy gets flustered. They get on his nerves. He be looking like he about to just have a heart attack with the drama. It is a lot, but I wish he would just pass that baton to someone else. That would really be good, like a content creator, one of us that be with that just got questions and stuff. But anyway, looking forward to it ending. Oh, I don't know how next season gonna be, but this season was fire. The girls have brought it. They all clocking in and reserving their seats for next season. And that was it, besties. Don't forget to drink your water. And I did not say, go ahead. Please like this video. Like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's free and it's easy. And it's a great way to support the channel and the community of content creators. And I will see you on the next video, besties. Bye, besties.